and we are. Hear me. Those of you online, if you look in the packet that you can download, just click on it to download. And awesome. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks, Mayor Robbins. I'm gonna get that front. So this is our hero signs. We hope those of you online will come and pick yours up since you couldn't make it tonight. And if you're BBK, come and get your feather flag and your hot spot too. You guys are heroes. Woo!
You know, that started during the pandemic and we don't think it should die. It's something that needs to be just kept in the forefront that what you do is essential every day. And now more people going back to work and our wait list is growing and, which means we do have funds, right? But you know the process of getting parents in. We still have, and we just pulled people off the wait list that registered as of May 31st. We have 303 kids on there right now that we're hopefully going to pull at least half of them off next week. Anybody want to guess what our response rate is when we pull people off the wait list? How many people do you think respond when we tell them we have funding, we're ready, we're ready?
Hopefully all of them.
50%. 50%. And 49 of those have never called you to find out if you have a place for them to put their child. 49% of those people. So. And hopefully somebody will ask you, why do you have that? Where did that come from? And the feather flags, I don't know if you saw them, there's one out front of our office and they're really cool. They're really tall. Wendy put one up in the office and almost set a sprinkler off.
Uh-oh.
People will tell you that. I just make that up, but I'm just picturing what happened.
So moving along, we want to kick off the new fiscal year by introducing your board representatives that represent you here at the ELC during our board meetings. Starting with Mr. Cecil, come on up. He is our board representative for family home child care providers. Go ahead.
In the right place?
You're in the right place.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cecil Wilson. I am the family rep for family child care on the board here at Early Learning. And I want to tell you that it is an exciting place to be right now. And I know that it has been very challenging. I am a owner and provider of Mary's Family Child Care. And I wanted to share 3 things with you. Nothing long, nothing short, nothing too short. First of all, we just completed a pandemic. If you haven't taken time to say thank you, you should, because you are still here. But then also, I want to say that as a family provider, childcare provider, you need a strong support system. And if you don't have it, you really need it. Here we have, locally, we have the Marion County Family Child Care Homes Association. Florida Family support systems to have when you are a family, when you're running a family business. Also, you need to know that a good support system is like having good insurance. If you don't have it, boy, that's rough. But when you do have it, it's good to know, even if you don't need it. It's to share with you that I know that this past year has been challenging and it has been somewhat frustrating in a lot of ways. I know that with ARPA, class observations, going through what we have to go through. Listen, if we did not have the support we have here with Early Learning, there's a lot of money that I would not have applied for because the process is so tedious. And it has taught us something that I've learned down through the years. Patience is a virtue. Good things do come to those who wait. And I need to tell you that teaching it's a calling. You may not accept it, but teaching is a calling, but it is also running a family business is a profession. And you need to know that people do not have to be kind when they come. But when they do, you ought to have enough in you to say thank you, because that is a blessing in itself. And that's here. Mary's Family Child Care, you can,
We can.
Earlier.
find out.
you can send it out
Yeah.
to. The phone number is 352-304-9580. The email is Mary's Family Child Care at yahoo.com.
Thank you. All right. And then for this next bit, I need to share my screen. The internet world. Online. Can you guys see the screen? So we have a brand new board representative. He couldn't make it tonight. I do apologize. He has two sites in Orlando, two sites in Orlando. And a site here also, Miss Christie. And, this is his message, but he wanted me to share this message with y'all and to make sure you guys know how to get in touch with him. His contact information is in the provider packet, since he couldn't be here today. I know I'm not gonna sound like him, but here it goes. Dear fellow providers, my name is Andrew Overham. I apologize if I missaid that, Andrew. And I am the owner of All Stars Learning Academy in Ocala. It is child care centers in the Orlando area. Our industry is undergoing a large transformation, and there have been many challenges that we have faced and are facing. Rest assured, through challenges come great opportunities. We are in one of the fastest growing counties in the entire country. I can see immense opportunity coming our way. Let's continue to push forward and provide care to our future. If anybody would like to reach out, you can email me personally at andrew.goverham@gmail.com or call me directly 407-960-9529. And again, that is your board. Yes, if you can do, Ms. Cart, please.
So we have three reps on our board right now, and Diesel is representing Family Child Care Homes, Andrew is representing our centers, and our faith-based representative is Ms. Erling Cart. She is the administrator of First Assembly Christian School. She's been your rep for a little while. So of course, the whole reason that we have provider reps is to be a voice for you. If you have a concern, or you're like, I don't get why those coalition people are doing that. You can reach out to the rep. You can express any concerns you have, any happiness that you have, something that's really working for you, something that you really are struggling with, or if it's even like, I don't understand this clause in my contract. You know, they can be a voice for you. They come to our provider or board meetings. When we have our board meetings, they're held every other month. They have a voice in those meetings. And so with Arlene, her contact information is also in her document. Her little pretty face is up there too. So please feel like you do have a voice. And if you're not comfortable with just picking up the phone and calling one of our staff, call one of them and hash it out, because maybe it's something we can fix really easily.
You had a message too.
She also has a message. We are in this together, not in competition. Each of our preschools are unique with one purpose, to serve the children and their families. We are better together. Please let me know how I might be of assistance.
All right. And do we have any partners on the line? If we do have partners, could you please raise your hand? And
Or anybody in the room want to share anything going on? This is your meeting too. This isn't just us giving you info and flags. Although I like giving you flags. Everybody needs a flag.
looking to see. Anybody want to say anything? I see this back on the line. Anybody got their hand up, want to talk? Going once, going twice, and moving on. Okay, all right. Next up is Elizabeth Viola with ELC update.
I have a whole thing of stuff. All right, there we go. How are you guys tonight? It's awfully quiet. I know it's been a long day, yeah? I've been up since 3 a.m. Well, for those of you sharing in the same misery that I am, which is sleepless nights, I feel like I'm an infant again, I do not. But there's been a lot of sleepless nights lately, right?
Right.
For a lot of reasons. We're out of the pandemic, so things are supposed to get better. Things are hard. They're still hard. Prices are up. I got gas today, it cost me $70 again to fill my car. Things are just, man, if this is the new norm, we gotta find something else to be happy about. Yeah? I'm happy to see your smiling face. I love it because, sometimes those smiles are contagious and I want to share something. Last week, some of our staff got the opportunity to attend the One Goal Conference. Has anybody ever been to that one? It's in Tampa. It's a pretty good conference. Anybody know who Dr. Pam Phelps is? Who is that? I'm put you on the spot, Martha. She's a guru, right?
Yes, she is.
What is her expertise in? I know you know that.
Childcare.
Early childhood education. She's the creator of Beyond Centers and Circle Time and many other adaptive curricula. So you guys have probably heard of that one. She created this conference though to bring the early childhood world together and in the middle of Florida. It's always in Tampa and the Hilton. One of the things that we got to do was learn. Well, it's like our conference here, where you get to pick your classes and you get to go to what entices you. So I went to a class called My Brain is Fuzzy. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone, to be honest. So I'm gonna ask if I can have a guinea pig and I will reward you with a Bluetooth speaker from Teachstone, who's our best friend now.
She's ready. She's ready.
Kristen, right?
Yes, look here, that's good.
Kristen, I'm gonna ask you to grab this little paper in front of you. So in the My Brain is Fuzzy class, I don't know about you. I deal with it with my child. I deal with it, mostly I have anxiety in the car. That's my heaviest hitter. How many of you feel anxiety? What does it feel like? Feels like what?
Can't breathe.
You can't breathe? What else? Everything's closing in. What else? Anything else?
Heart attack.
Heart attack. Who said that? Heart attack. What'd you say?
Nervous and shaky.
Nervous and shaky.
Yeah.
Anybody else? How do you deal with it? If it's after 5, you can have a shot. And if you're 21 in Florida, you still have to be 21, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure, because I read something about Europe, but, what else? What do you do to deal with your anxiety?
I'm a music lover.
Music lover, dancing, all the above. FaceTime your friend. Perfect timing. Tell her to join the meeting. This is the good part. What else do you do?
Just walk,
Walk,
take a deep breath.
walk. You know what I do? You see me up here and I pace because I love to present. You guys know this, right? You've known me for 19 years. I love to present. I love to be up in front of a crowd, but I'm still nervous every time I come up here because I'm always afraid I'm gonna mess it up. Here's the thing though, there are ways that we can help calm our anxiety. And this class that I went to, this workshop was about how to calm children's anxiety. Guess who it worked more on? Yeah, because when my anxiety is calmed, what happens with my children? Who's that? All right, and I will tell you, and some people in this room who know my son, know he's pretty calm kid. He is not like his mom.
At all.
No, he's my polar opposite. God gifted me. He knew what I needed. Kristen, here we go. We're gonna calm your anxiety tonight. Please, if you're at home, play along. We'll send this out to you, but you really just need to listen to do it. Kristen, I want you to say out loud 5 things you can see right from where you're at.
The sky, flag, peoples, the table, the sanitizer.
Awesome. 4 things you can touch from right where you're at.
Table, my pen, the papers, my phone,
Awesome. 3 things you can hear.
the AC that's going off, I can hear the sound of the computer, the whole hard drive. My own little blood rushing in my ears.
Isn't that amazing? Two things you can smell.
Oh, once again, the sanitizer, the spray I put on before I came in,
Perfect. And one thing you can taste.
nothing, because I didn't get no coffee yet.
Oh.
I got no bill.
What she just did was what? What did she do?
Checked in on myself.
You checked in on yourself. You heard things that I can't hear right now
Yeah, I
from up
can't
here,
listen.
right? She said some things I was like, ooh. But what she did was redirected her brain towards other things. So in essence, if she was having anxiety at that moment, or if you had a child who was having an anxiety attack, or a teacher or somebody else, you redirect that thought process to something different. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Did it matter what she picked? Did anybody care? Did anybody go, oh, I didn't think of that? It's just a little thing, and the person that presented it, her name is Sabrina Smith. She's with the Central Florida Institute of Training, and I can send her information out. I wrote it on the back of I gave all my staff sheets just like that, and how about one of our staff went and laminated them for our team because she loved it so much. So if you want to laminate yours before you leave today, we got some staff here that can help do it, and we'll send it in there and get it laminated for you. But
It's already
Sabrina-
hot and ready.
It's hot and ready. It's like Caesar's
Little
pizza.
Caesar.
Woo. So thank you for being my guinea pig. Teachstone was at that conference, so we got to talk to them about class and all the fun things that happened with the Teachstone training. And they gifted us with a couple of little goodies, and one of them was that Bluetooth speaker, which is very cute, by the way. I have one in my office. Any questions about that little exercise? Did you find that valuable? I hope that you'll use it. Also, some of you have one, and mine actually has it, that has a typo on it, which is a whole nother different distraction too. You can put this in front of them and go, find the typo. You do not have it, so see if you can find the typo. So with that, let me go on to a couple other updates that I have for you. Everybody wants to know when they're getting their money. I'm gonna need to do that calming activity after I present. All right. So how many of you have staff that applied for the Workforce Initiative, or WFI? Applications 1 and 2, right? We had over 700, almost 800 individual teachers that will get a payment from that.
Amen.
Payments started going out this week. The remainder of payments that are direct deposit will go out next week. So if your staff have not gotten it, please let them know, because as soon as one person got a payment, guess how many phone calls we got?
The phone $699.
Yeah, so I took my phone off the hook. And then it rang anyway, and I was like, what is this Harry Potter foolishness? Doesn't matter if I hang it up, it's still gonna work, as long as we have the internet. So please let your staff know that if they have not received their check, but you know that you did the application with them, right? Because there are some people who are going to come to you who have called me who don't have applications on file. And if there's at least one provider in this room who I talked to one of their staff who was like, don't talk to them, don't talk to them. I don't want to ask them. I was like, no, you need to ask them. So if you have a staff member that has been with you since July 1st, 2022, come see me after. I may have a solution if you forgot somebody. Come see me when we're done. If you have been contacted by one of our staff members, we hired 2 temporary staff members. One of them was Andrea Sherwood. She is not here anymore, just so you know, temporary. So she's moved on to her next assignment. But we do still have Elizabeth or Lizzie Bench, which is very interesting because that makes the 3rd Elizabeth here. So some of you are like, remember I talked to you about it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe, I can't say you didn't, but I don't know, because there's 3 Elizabeths here and we're very interchangeable apparently. So if you did, just again, thank you for telling patience is a virtue. It is, and it's really hard for us too to keep it all clear. So Workforce Initiative, if you are expecting money, the last payout for that one will be next week. Okay, I don't know when next week, to next week. That's for applications 1 and 2. So some of you have the first application for background screening and onboarding.
Yes.
That one's on file. So if you're waiting for funds for that, it'll come out next week. Now, the other thing I will tell you, a lot of you and your teachers filled out your own direct deposit incorrectly. And when we submitted it to the bank for payment, it got kicked back to us. We are contacting those people that it got kicked back. So I think it was 600, no, I'm sorry, 500 people were supposed to get paid this week. About 75 people got kicked back to us. So those people are not going to get paid next week. They're going to have to wait for a paper check to be mailed to them. Okay, we're not reaching out for updated paperwork. We don't have manpower to do anything with that. Okay? So, some of you in here, I know are gonna get that phone call. Just let you know. But if you get that phone call, just know you're just gonna get a paper check. Okay? The world-class workforce, CQI, health and safety, new, recruitment, all the stuff you put in WebAuthor, those payments. Okay.
I don't like
I know you don't like that system. However, I'm gonna ask you to love it through it because we're about to use it a lot. I know, you're not alone apparently from the rest in the room, but it will get better. So right now we only have a couple, there are different pieces to this system and right now we only have a few of them. For this grant. When we start using it more, we're gonna be using it more for training, tracking and professional development. So this is just your intro to how to kind of upload stuff. And so it's gonna be tweaks. It will. But we are gonna move to that system for more in-depth interactions with you all. When we go to a training system where you'll be able to register online, all of your certificates will be up there. When we do provider meetings like this and we offer training hours, you'll be able to go in there and get a certificate without Lily or I having to create it and then email it out to you. So it's gonna automate a lot of processes for us. So with the world-class workforce, we are going to, you can expect if you did this, the CQI, which is the continuous quality improvement, all these acronyms. If you did the CQI portion of that, just for everybody's knowledge, you had to have a class score of 5 or I don't want to say that the state did us dirty on that one, but they did. I know we're recording, so that'd be nice. But you guys were supposed to get your payment ahead of time for that. We didn't have the money to give it to you ahead of time, so it wasn't possible for us to do that. So at this point, those were payments of $19,800. We are still trying to collect documents from training. So we have 20 providers that haven't given us their training documents. So if you get a call, we have to collect that. We're on the very furthest deadline we can go to. We've pushed it as far out as we can to collect documents from you. If you have staff that haven't finished that training, please, if they gotta finish it tonight, we will grandfather them in, okay? So if you can get them to finish that training, we need all documentation uploaded by 3 o'clock tomorrow. That is our drop dead deadline in order to get you paid out by August 15th. It takes that long for us to, and I've talked to some providers about the process. The process is enormous, getting these funds out to you. Are there any questions? That was all real fun. It's a lot.
What about the recruitment bonus? When will
The same, that'll go out about the same time. So the recruitment bonus, there was a child success piece that some of you did, the director training for class. All of that world-class workforce. The child success grants are for class scores of under 5. If you did those payments, we're all expecting in mid-August. Mid-August.
No questions online, so you're good.
Thank you. One of the things that we're really looking for is I really want to know, what have you done with your funds? What have you done that has positively impacted your small business, your early childhood world? Cecil was up here talking about you're still open, right? That's amazing and that's wonderful. I would love to do a quick video interview. If you have something dynamic that happened at your site and you're willing to just do a quick little video testimonial for me even tonight, that we'll edit it, don't worry, as much as we can. But if you want to give us a quick snippet, does anything come to mind? Did anybody do anything that has really stood out for you that you can share?
The main thing at my site was raises, being able to be competitive with the other companies that are coming up everywhere that are offering a lot more. I'm able to,
You're not
Better for
competitive
them, yeah.
as a business.
yes.
I would love it. If you want to, even just, I don't even need a testimonial, but if you, or like a video, I just like videos and so does state. But if you want to shoot us an email that says, this is what we've done with our money, they really want to know. The feds want to know. What are childcare providers doing with their money? Part of it is because our kindergarten readiness rates came out. Anybody know how we did in Marion County? We dropped. Our kindergarten readiness rate went down. We have some work to do. We have some work to do. So starting with paying our people what they're worth, it's not even close to what they're worth, right?
Right.
But it's a step in the right direction. Starting with that to embracing quality training opportunities for them to keep their skills sharp and up to date. The coalition is doing a couple of different things this year coming up. So you heard me say in the last provider meeting, we are not going to do professional development reimbursement anymore for the regular training that your teachers go to every year and conferences that you go to. The reason being is we're looking at investing our funds in a bigger way. I can't really tell you what that is right now because we still have to look into it, but we're looking into a bigger way to invest our quality dollars to support your teachers long-term. Because those trainings, they're great and everything, but really at the end of the day, at the end of the year, the conference that you went to and we reimbursed you, how far did that get you? If we could do something bigger, like twice a year bonuses ongoing for teachers based on their education, just as an example, would that be a little more hard hitting?
Yes.
I think so too. So our new CEO, Carrie Thiel, is very on board with quality professional development coaching, in classroom coaching to support teachers so that when you go to a training and you come back from it as a teacher, how can we help you learn how to use your curriculum? How can we help you? Because I don't know about you, but sitting in here tonight, you're going to leave here and go, what did she say about that one thing? Oh yeah, August 15th. That's the one thing you're taking from us. That's okay. We're recording that. But all of us are human, right? All of our teachers are the same way. They've also been up since 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. What's online?
Are the testimonials going on Facebook?
They don't have to. Do they want them to?
It'd be free advertising, I would say.
Oh, I didn't know if they were just shy. They don't have to, but
Okay.
Facebook is a great way to get people out there hearing what you're doing. Let's move on. BPK. Really? We bought you flags.
I know. School back so soon.
School is back. The summer has flown by. I don't know about you, but I blinked and now I have an almost 4th grader and it's crazy. And even the kids are like, is it time already? We have to, I have to pick out a backpack now?
This is 4th grade.
Yeah, it is going to 4th grade. I know. Welcome to my nightmare. It happens way too fast.
Congratulations.
You'll all be happy to know though that I shared about 30 years ago that I thought he was gonna be pull-up sleeves 15. We're good. Who knew there were gonna be other challenges coming up, like multiplication and reading,
Yeah.
comprehension. We're reading to learn now instead of learning to read. BPK, something good and something bad happened. What do you want? The bad news first or the good news first?
Bad news first.
Bad news first, so the good news helps you recover?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I like that. So the bad news is last year we gave you a $15, a little bump to help you pay your BPK teachers $15.
Yes.
That has done something called sunsetting. Does anybody know what sunset? Prairie incentive goes away. It's-
Drop down.
Yes, the sun sets on it and it goes on its merry way because the funding is gone. So that funding part of it came from the source of funds and all those recovery funds from COVID. We have the state of Florida has exhausted that funding stream. One really good thing that has been a permanent change for now, so here's the good part, is that I left my notes, maybe, no, I didn't. Okay. Our, this year during our congressional session in Tallahassee, everybody voted to increase the base student allocation. Not just increase it, but increase it by $138 per ton. That's pretty good and very remarkable considering if any of you have been with us since VPK day one, all it's done is funding is gone like this. Then we had a little like 2-cent blip and then we went down again, then we went back up. So this is pretty incredible. So here's something I want you to write down. So for those of you that are VPK providers, your rate is, somebody's gonna call me and go, Elizabeth, what are we supposed to get paid for VPK? Per hour, per child, for the whole program, and also for kids we don't know we're living. Just kidding. But you are gonna ask me, what is the hourly rate for VPK for the school year? It is $5.15 per student per hour for your 540-hour year. $5.15 per student per hour. So that's your hourly rate. If you times that by 540, which is your required amount of time, it's $2,781
Per student.
per student. That's the whole year.
Yes,
So that's your whole year. That's what you're gonna get per student for the whole year. Of course, you know, there's things like attendance and stuff like that. So be diligent with your handbooks, your student handbooks, do your parent orientations, do your parent nights. We are actually going to recruit, how many of you are full already? Okay, a couple spots, they're gonna be full. How many people have a wait list? Okay, we are gonna be at the sheet up. It's gonna be great.
There's a
Um,
flyer.
There's a flyer in your packet.
Please
But
share
we
with
are
your
gonna be
parents.
there registering VPK students. So if we're gonna give out the list of those of you that have already fulfilled and completed your profile. We'll be helping assist, letting them know that you're there as VPK providers. So we're gonna be full, and I'm not sure. I think even the school system is full too, on theirs. So it's kind of been going back and forth this year a little bit. But it will settle down, and you know, these next few weeks are a little hectic when it comes to VPK enrollment. So you guys are gonna put on your roller skates, it's gonna be great, wear a helmet. And VPK will get ramped up. So my last thing that I need to share with you, and then I promise I'll get off the stage here, is I need to talk to our VPK providers on probation. This is the last thing I wanted to talk to you about today, but I have to share it with you. So recently, first, let me start with kudos, okay? The coalition had our accountability monitoring with the Division of Early Learning this last year. It was a very heavy process. I see our ECS friends in here. They just went through theirs. Congratulations on your clean audit. We had, I think they look at about 180 different things that we do. They test us on every process we have. They ask for your files. They want to know what your blood type is. They want to know what our blood type is. They want to know everything, and it's due diligence, right? Because it's taxpayer dollars. So they want to make sure that we are being responsible and spending our money the way we are supposed to. We are, you'll be happy to know. The thing with that is when we got our accountability monitoring results, we only had 5 findings total. So that's pretty good. Not in payments, not in anything, but one of my findings, I own it. I'll own it. Because you didn't know it either, I'll almost guarantee it. One of our findings is that we, the coalition, didn't have our providers on probation that went on probation 3 years ago and haven't had the opportunity to come off probation because there hasn't been a rate to take you off probation. You had to create an improvement plan, right? In that improvement plan, 90% of our providers chose training as the option. You're going to train your staff. Well, here's what we have to do. And apparently we were supposed to be doing this from day one. every year that you remain on probation, we have to terminate or disapprove your already approved and completed improvement plan. Open it back up so that you can add any new staff you hired and ensure that those new staff get the trainings that are listed on your improvement plan. So if you are one of those lucky people that is going to become our new best friend for a little bit through this process, we're going to be contacting those of you that this impacts and trying to work with you pretty closely to get those people added so that we're back in compliance. Because this time next year, hopefully, we will take everybody off probation because we'll have a measurement tool. So I'm very hopeful. I've seen the hard work you've done. I'm in the process right now of looking at your class scores and seeing where those of you that are school readiness, I have class scores that I can compare last year to this year, VPK, renew. Telling you, we're looking pretty good, guys. We are. You guys should all celebrate everything that you've done with your staff and yourselves. It's pretty remarkable, the work that you've done, and your class scores are showing it. So I will have a more comprehensive report by our next provider meeting that I'll share so that you can see. The one thing I don't have is progress monitoring gains from PM1 to 2 to 3. That's not a report that's built out yet that I know of.
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you. So hopefully we'll have some more information on that soon. Are there any questions for me before I leave? Feel free to do your calm anxiety thing again now.
Elizabeth,
Yeah.
I did have a question, the prepayments for the VPK.
Prepayments for VPK, that's a good question. We had to have, I'm looking at Janet, because I know we've had this discussion with finance. Those were like the first providers that we were focused on getting contracted.
Right, so if you're already, if your contract is certified and you chose the option of advanced payment, just make sure that you have at least, your 4 students enrolled so you can receive that. And finance department has been notified.
As long as your students are enrolled.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to be enrolled first. So, anything else for me? Okay, I'll be over here if you need anything.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Wow, lively group.
No,
I
always
know,
start off.
I did that to you and I'm sorry. I should have ended on the good stuff.
You know that my voice is soft and raspy. So if you have a hard time hearing me, let me know. I'll do my best to speak up. Can everyone in the internet world, as Lily says, can you guys hear me?
If they say no, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
I'm gonna have to, I'm literally standing next to.
I think you're good.
All right. So to kick things off, we're gonna continue with VPK. Progress monitoring 3 for our summer VPK programs is due. This is the last 10 instructional days of the program. We do have one provider who is still in session for summer VPK. Summer VPK class assessments. I want to give a big shout out to all our summer VPK providers. Class is done. And then another thing is all VPK providers have scored at or above the threshold. You guys did great. Okay, now with that being said, class will be coming up again. Really feel that. So, just be on the lookout to know that as your apps are being completed, we are monitoring how many classrooms you have. Because every classroom will have to be observed until we get guidance from DEL. And hopefully they put it at like 50%, like they do SR. We're praying for that. Now to continue on with progress monitoring, all teachers, subs, aides, directors, any staff who is going to administer the progress monitoring testing for PM1, 2, and 3, you have to have the updated VPK FAST training requirement that has to be met. You can take this training on Renaissance U or RenU. The training is called EPK Test Administrators Getting Started with Fast Star Early Literacy Assessment. One in English, one in Spanish. This will have to be completed every year. Aaron, don't do it. I see it. I know. I'm sorry.
Change every year?
But you have to update it every year. It's just to give you a refresher. You can have new staff members, being hired to be the lead BPK teacher. You can have new subs that you're gonna hire just to do the test on the children every year. But you know what? Okay, I didn't do that right, but still, it's okay. All right,
You have a
So-
question?
yes.
Like, for us, we're closed during the summer. Can we have them do their refresher course before they leave for the summer so that they don't have to do it like this go around? I had to have them do it during the summer.
So it's kind of tricky because we did not find out that you had to do it, renew it, until June sixth, and the information that DEO gave it to us stated June first. So most programs end at the end of May. The best practice would be when your teachers come back to work, that first week, they need to get that done, that very first week. Because you don't want them to take it and then they come back and say, I gotta take this all over again. You know what I mean? So that would be the best practice. And we need that documentation. We have to see that uploaded on to the VPK app underneath that teachers or that subs or that directors or that aides tab.
So my teachers could have taken it when they got back. I went ahead and had them take it
Mhm.
during the summer.
We'll set for
Yes.
this year, yeah.
Yeah.
We have requested for this fiscal year. Yes, ma'am, we have requested. We have experience where we want to keep you in compliance. Let me say that. Our job is to work together to support each other. And what we have experienced is say, yes, you can get this completed at this time. But then when progress monitoring comes out, you have a teacher without the proper requirements conducting the assessment. Then what happens is you're out of compliance, you receive a non-compliance notification. So to avoid that for this year, as this is kicking off, that is new, we're trying to just be proactive and help you. There's a lot of hustle and bustle when you get back into the
Why is there
classroom.
such a lag time from doing it to getting the certificate to then it showing up on your transcript? And then when it reflects on your transcript, it doesn't show as in-service training.
So that is a DCF question. I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
It took a month. I did it at,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, the beginning
And
of June, and I got it at the beginning of.
I understand. I even took the course so that I can take the course and see what you guys are going through.
I think it's because they're making everybody in the entire state do it and they're behind.
They're behind,
Process it
yeah.
Very quickly, and
Mhm.
we've lived this before.
Yeah.
It's just to keep everybody's comfort level up, because this is what we expect.
Yeah,
At this point, this is just how everything has rolled.
this is a great partnership.
Jenna,
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
but as long as they did it and we get the certificate and download the certificate, even if it's not on the transcript, it's gonna be okay.
Right, if it's not on the transcript, that is completely fine, okay?
As long
That's
as you
fine,
download
as
it.
long as you upload it onto the VPK app for that teacher. Because we
The certificate, the
understand,
certificate.
right, we understand that it's hard to get it on your transcript, but we're trying to work with you. We want you to work with us. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Since I wasn't able to get on it, because you know my situation, but I've been approved and everything, is it best just to wait until to August? First, or just go ahead and do it?
If you're not able to get into Renaissance, you need to contact Renaissance support so that you can get in there and get that. What I really want you guys to drill this in your brain. If a teacher, a sub-director, and and they do not have this training. And believe you me, I'm going to be tracking it because I'm required to do so. You're going to get a non-compliance and want to avoid that. So if you're having a hard time getting in, call them, email them to get that support, you can get that training done, okay?
Please be, so their staff are also learning, and one of the things that I've learned is that they're gonna tell you when you call to call the coalition. And then you're gonna call and you're gonna get to one of us or me, and I'm gonna go, I have no power over that. So then we're gonna try, and one of the best ways I found to deal with this personally, when you call to get help with the situation that they've told us to have you call them for, and they say, call your coalition, is to do a chat. You can do a chat with them over the computer. It's all. Loved when the lady in the chat was like, you're gonna need to contact your coalition.
She
That's
said,
I am, the coalition. Now what? And she said, un momento, por favor. And then I got a whole recording of our transcript, 6 pages long, but we did get to the bottom line of it. And what that did for me though was give me the directions in writing. So use that chat function.
and the contact information, to ring you is in your, packet. There should be contact information and how to, sign up to take the course, okay? Now I want to continue because we have another staff member that also has to present VPK contracts. Now listen up. Please do your app. Please complete your app. Please, 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 please. And calendars.
And calendars
And
and
assign.
all. What else do you need?
Yes, listen, if the app is not submitted and certified, I cannot initiate your contract. We want you to start your program on time. If the app is certified at a later date, that means that your contract is initiated at a later date and you have to readjust. But you have to start, later. So when Mary or Natisha or Melissa emails you with what you need to fix and, update on the app, please take the time to do so. I'm saying this to you because we're almost in August, okay? Most programs 15th, and it is taking many providers 2 to 3 weeks just to respond back to the provider relations team. I know that you're busy, but this is your program. Ma'am? I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you. It's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay. All right. So, y'all, please do that. Just update it. Let's get it certified. Once your app is certified, I will take the time to initiate your contract. After that is done, you have to sign your contract. Now, it is right. And now the signing process, it is taking at least a whole week to get you guys to sign the contract. And then most of you are signing it incorrectly. I just wanted to share this with you because when you sign the contract on the title, you cannot put your name. It has to be what your role is. You're the owner, administrator, director, or what have you, okay? If you feel like you're having an issue or you need some help, call me. As you know, I will walk you through the process. I keep you on the phone with me. Click here, go there. I'm going through the process with you, okay? So now I'm looking at you because she's looking at me. So, see? All right, so that's it for school readiness. Now, CPK, see, I'm jumping ahead.
Mary has a question.
Yes. At this time for class. Okay, so this is very tricky. This is very tricky. I will be reaching out to DEL to find out this question. And what she means by that is we have one provider that has a VPK classroom ending in, January.
They're
Another,
first.
another ending in March. But then they have another classroom starting in April
They're second.
after that.
I got
No.
this, I got the answer right here.
Right, but see, when it comes to us rating it, we have to have both classrooms. And what happens in the Wells system, that's where we rate it, that classroom disappears out of Wells. So we have to make sure that we are
It's gonna be
rating
tricky.
both classrooms at the same time. So she's asking that question just to test me and I passed. We love each other. Okay, now. Michaela's looking at me like, girl, hurry up. So, school readiness. What I want to talk to you about is school readiness is extremely important for you to stay contracted with ELC. Your documents, liability insurance, auto insurance if you provide transportation, workers' comp if you have over 4 employees. Page. Your DCF license or exemption letter. And your religious exemption accreditation if you are a VPK provider. When these documents expire, you are out of compliance. What the provider relation team does, we email you 90 days before this is going to expire. Mary is so good. She has first attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt, fifth attempt, because we don't want you to, have to be out of
The
compliance.
last attempt says I'm on my way to pick it up.
Yes. Yeah, and then sometimes we have to withhold payment, when you don't have these insurance documents or required documentation, renewed, and updated in a timely manner. So please be sure that you are following up with these emails. Another thing I want to discuss with you, as I said, classes coming up again for school readiness. UPS is where we are able to track how many classrooms you have and the care levels that you are serving. That lets us know how many classrooms we have to observe for your center. It is very important that you take the time to update your QPS rosters, okay? Update the rosters, please. You can get started today.
Make it a part of your attendance.
Yes,
When you do your attendance for the month and you're already in there, jump over to QPS and make sure you add anybody new or take anybody off.
we read each other's mind, I was gonna say that.
Fix everybody's own.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Good, see?
Yes, sir.
Insurance companies have started to issue certificates for multiple years. Why are we being asked to update it every year?
It's a requirement. It is a requirement. And when we look at your insurance certificate, we have an effective date and we have an expiration date. Once we see that that expiration date is coming, we're gonna send you an email to remind you that you need to get this renewed. We're not sending you an email if it's not, pending an expiration.
Yeah, so if it's for multiple years, I have yet to see that one.
Yeah, I have it.
We've had, last 3 years, ours is actually put up to 2025, but every year I get an email saying I have to.
Your liability insurance?
Liability insurance, I have to submit.
Wow.
So I can tell you that. That's what I want to know.
Right here.
Right there, yes.
Yeah. I can tell you right now what we are doing is only contacting our providers when the insurance documents or the DCF license exemption letter accreditation is about to expire. Okay? Like I said, this is a partnership. We have to work together and we are obligated to remind you that you have to have this. Okay, when you sign your contract, you're saying you're gonna have liability insurance and auto, workers' comp, so on and so forth. okay? So this is an obligation requirement for you as well, okay? So I'm not gonna hassle you if I don't need to, okay?
We might hassle you,
I know.
And that is officially it for
Seriously,
me.
if it is, we don't need it every year if it's not expired. So,
Send that in.
yeah, if we have it, because we put those dates in your profile too.
Yeah.
Mary?
Okay, she tested it. Yes, ma'am.
provider, what do I do in QPS?
You know, you see this, you do not, this is a love right here, okay? We're here, we're not here. So you do not enter in your VPK classrooms. Do not, because your VPK composite score is completely different. Your classrooms is automatically going to be entered into Wells. The systems read to each other, okay? So you don't do that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We gotta close the wall.
Yeah.
I'm both VPK and a school readiness provider.
Yes, ma'am.
I have my VPK children, after they're done with VPK, they go over to my school readiness classroom with the same teacher. Do I enter that classroom in QPS?
Yes, you do. So that's a different.
So
that's a
for our
different-
internet people, can you repeat the question and the answer? Mary, you might need to
Come on,
come
come on.
closer to
I'm
the.
not gonna have, come join me. She's testing me, and I keep in mind, okay?
Okay. Hello, everybody. My question was, I am a VPK provider and I am a school readiness provider. My VPK children with their VPK teacher, when they're done with that 3-hour classroom, they come over into my school readiness classroom for before and after care. Do I enter that classroom?
It's a different classroom. So that care level has to be entered into QPS, okay? Because we have to capture 50% of your classroom. Yes, ma'am. Mary, let's see what you started.
But what if they go into a classroom that's already a class?
So that's fine.
Okay.
It's already in there.
It should already be in there. Yes, ma'am.
We reports of the, when they came in to monitor the classrooms, how do you sign up with?
So
Good class report?
Yes.
The assessment.
what site are you at? You should have received that from me. If you didn't, I will send it to you tomorrow. But what happens is, I rate the score in Wells. It shows up in QPS, cute little eyeball. I click that in the QPS, will send you an email with your score. But what I do is, I also send you an email congratulating you, and I attach those detailed reports so that you can go over with your staff.
Check your spam. I found hers, and the last time we were looking for hours, it was in my spam for some reason.
Okay.
So I want to check your spam.
Look at you taking up.
You know what? I'm just, I do what I can.
Okay, now, listen, people, y'all call me. You know the number, extension 238, or email me. jhonor@elc-marion.org, and I will answer any other questions. Now I'm gonna give the floor to our compliance director, Mr. Taylor Powell.
I feel like we should have music, like
Yeah.
entrance music. Like, dun-dun-dun.
Not really.
Okay, that's all I got.
Hello, everyone. I am just going to do a VPK refresher a little bit based off of the monitoring and some of the findings that were that we received from DEL. So for your COEs, your certificate of eligibility, you must, well, to start, you must have at least 4 children to start the program. No digital signatures or type dates, and it must be signed by provider and the parent in writing. So nothing, no online, anything, it must be in writing. And then the child cannot start before the, of course, the COE issue date or before the parent signs. We've had some issues where they start and then, everything in the run of a day and a week. And then they send it in with the child started a week ago, but then the signature is, right now. So, and we have to send it back and reject it because it has to be prior to, the child start. Excuse me. For VPK attendance, long and short forms, providers must document daily attendance and certify, monthly attendance. Providers must require parents to sign and verify their child's attendance for each month of the VPK program. If you have a child that leaves and you don't get the signature, you must make the 3 documented attempts. You can put that on the form. It needs the date, the time, and the outcome of each attempt on there. And please, 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 do not pre-fill any date.
Please don't do that.
Please don't. That was a major finding.
That
So
was.
please do not.
Do you all know what we
Any
mean
date.
by that? The pre-filling, pre-dating? Good. Don't do it, that's great.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Basically, we had a finding because we had some providers that would put the date already on the form for the parent to sign. And would have the parent sign the whole year VPK at one time. Don't do that, no. So just the fact that you didn't know what it was is a great sign to me.
There's no questions online. I'm checking.
How
Any
many
questions,
days do
any?
you have- How many days at the end of the month do you have to be in compliance? You say,
All of them that they attend?
No, he's asking, when do they have to be submitted by?
No, the question is, we have biometric checking. Okay, so at the end of the month, parent has to sign that documentation is correct.
Mhm.
How many days do we have that we're allowed to use for that signature date?
Then you have to,
You can't, don't just say the last day of the month.
no, you have 3 business
Yeah,
days.
you have to-
You have the time you have to submit your attendance. You have that time frame. And if something goes awry, you just need to let us know and we'll do the best we can to work with you. And it's when we don't know that something goes wrong, that's when we really can't do anything to help. But when we know something goes wrong, we had a big situation this week. We were able to troubleshoot it. We got to the bottom of it. But you have, for your contract, the 3 business days after the end of the month.
You have to catch them before the end. So that you can submit it the first day of the month. So-
No, you can't have them, you cannot have them certify that they attended the month prior until after the last program happens on the last day of the month, whatever day that is.
So the last day or up to
Or
3
3
days
days later.
from that day, is that counting the last day or 3 days starts? the
No,
next-
it's the time you have to submit your attendance. So if you go by the 3 days after the end of the month, there's 3 business days. It says 3 business days, and when we're lucky enough that they fall, the business day falls on a Saturday, you get until the following Monday. Doesn't help you in this situation because parents are not there with you on the weekend, but you have that 3, that's in your contract. You have those 3 business days. So you have to catch them. You can't have them certify before the end of your program for that month. I know, it's tricky. Tricky. Say right to your
Short and sweet.
congressman and tell them you want that taken away. for next year,
Thank you,
maybe.
Kayla. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Which leads me with professional development, and I'm gonna make this really, really quick and painless for you guys.
I'm gonna steal your chair.
Yep, you go for it. For those of you who have new, VPK instructors or new directors for your sites who are having to take care of the emergent literacy requirements, Anna Gonzalez sent me a schedule for component 3 phonological awareness that is in your packet. And the instructions for phonological awareness are in here, as well as the flyer that shows the requirements for the director credential and the VPK instructors. And for now, professional development is getting a facelift. So, keep posted to our website. I've had a lot of phone calls about CPR and first aid. We're in the process of exploring, new companies to provide CPR and first aid for us. So,
Our next opportunity for that will be in August. So just for
In
you,
August?
yeah, we haven't announced the date yet, but our next opportunity will be in August.
And, just keep an eye on our website calendar. We're gonna continue to post our professional development there.
And actually, I have a question for you. This past year, we went to every other month for CPR because the year before that was a pandemic year. But we weren't getting very many people in class. We could not justify holding a class every month because we'd have 4 people there staring at each other in a dummy on the floor. So are you finding that us offering, well, first of all, do you take advantage of our CPR classes for $10? Okay. That is something we should still be able to do. I don't see any issue with that. But we can't justify it if we can't fill it up. So do you feel like the every other month that we did this past year was sufficient? Did anybody scramble a lot to get their staff renewed?
Yeah.
Because I know some people, you scrambled, okay. Some people have decided just to book it at their site because we were doing professional development reimbursement. Now that we're not doing that anymore, I don't know if we need to up it. So if you think about it and you're like, I think it would be better if you did it monthly again.
So I have a suggestion is
Sure.
maybe, during the summer and maybe a couple of months into the new year, because that's when we
Month,
hire
month,
the
month.
most teachers for the new year.
Okay,
Maybe doing it
That's
monthly
good to
and then
know.
slow down if.
that's good to know. When you don't get it through us, how much are you paying typically?
$65.
Anyway, from 45 to
45, okay. 55, 35, okay. 25, woo, it is a range, isn't it? We're still the best.
First thing in BLS, I'm not getting
When
all
you
of
So
it.
like
said training,
because
For
you
the
start
65
hiring
and 35s,
teachers
are we
in
doing
the summer.
in the
Just
Summer
CPR,
and
you know,
maybe
CPR first
August,
aid.
September.
CPR.
I think it's, so
I'm
it's,
just asking,
yeah,
it's a package deal of-
it's a full thing.
For 35, 65, that's
I
all.
know, our site took advantage of, GCF was giving out, the class that we needed for CPR, and we took advantage of that where you can go online, and we were able to do it on site over through the computer.
How did you feel about that?
Well, we needed to get them done.
Thing about that is I'm not, that, the liability on my team of somebody doing CPR through the computer and then God forbid something happened and you're having to actually do CPR on another human being. And you're like, I don't remember how many times I clicked the mouse. So, yeah, so it met the need, right? Yeah. Okay. That's a great feedback. Thank you. So stay tuned for that. I'm sorry, Lily. That's okay. I said I was gonna have the stage.
It's all good. It's all good. So if are there any questions online? And any questions in the crowd? No? All right. In that case, we conclude this meeting. I'm gonna stop the recording. If you did not get your hero sign, please see Nancy. Hold on, we're getting a photo opportunity.
Yeah, I've been here 2 years and this is the most people I've seen at a provider meeting, so I'm really excited.
That's what I need, in case you guys want to know.
Because it's being done at night.
Yeah, thank you for coming.